Good morning. It's 4:12. I was just awoken by some type of smell or whatnot in the hallway. Like not even 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. It's 4:20 or 4:12 a.m. on the 8th, the 21st, 2016. It happens on quite a regular frequency here at the Washington studio. We have people around the Washington studio, as you just saw, playing psychological games with human beings, trying to bait and trap and be ignorant to other people who are impoverished, telling people they need to be on meds again, and all kinds of things like families say to people and other people like that because they're trying to start a game. Medications that kill and treatments that kill, human rights violations and laws violated as well. We have violations of laws, human rights, and ethics going on in the Comox Valley. Doctors that won't listen to a patient, they're listening to other people like moms, dads, and police officers who take you there under a mental disorder because they're in this game. It's called this. Spray this, smell this, assault somebody psychologically and physically by some type of chemical in the food or whatnot that causes them psychological, physical harm, or in the air that burns the face, the eyes, that make you have extreme headaches, such called migraines. You get blurry eyes, your elbows hurt, and your joints hurt, and to have people yell and scream and try to diagnose you and tell you that they have psychiatry degrees or psychology degrees, which doesn't make you a psychiatrist because you're not a doctor yet. You could become a social worker, and a social worker does not have a degree to diagnose anybody because anybody can say, "You're a crazy motherfucker, please leave me alone." The Ten Commandments, don't convert thy neighbor. You're trying to force and exercise power over control of somebody's life. That's called human trafficking by the Canadian laws. Human trafficking, trafficking a human, and human control. Psychologically harming somebody is torture, trying to play a mind game to try to manipulate somebody. That's right. Harming somebody. Chemical lobotomizing so they can't get up, walk right, feel life and enjoyment, health and fitness. The right to a family. You've just spaded or sterilized somebody so they can never have children in life. You're killing somebody like you've done to me, like I said in my Vega movies. You see, you're violating human rights here in the Comox Valley and everywhere I've been. Family violence, my parents, stealing money and saying these kind of things, misleading justice and fabricating information, such as on CSIS, and passing information around, telling cops people are on steroids and they're not, and Mike Wheeler calling me a Reuter. Date rape drugs, doctors injecting it to you and passing out. Spraying stuff in the air that makes you pass out as well. Date rape drugs. And so forth. Causing great obesity and health problems in somebody that they can't walk around a building like the Washington studio on Ryan Road in 10 minutes and not be out of breath when they used to be able to run 10 kilometers, no problem at all, 3 kilometers and 100 meters and work out every day for an hour or more. Pick up their weights and everything else. Lose natural muscle mass in their legs, muscle tone in their arms, and not have boobs on them at all. Their voices to change, meaning it's some type of male sex drug that you lower the testosterone, then add estrogen that causes boob-like on them. Violation of human rights, forcing drugs on the human beings that aren't supposed to be in the human body. Not curing or helping them, you're harming them and killing them from their extinction of their life before. Is this what it comes down to? Gay and transgenders, females who don't like the dick or penis, who want males dead, and gay men who don't like men, who all want to fuck them in the ass so they make them transgender and take their hormones away and try to fuck them, trying to convert their neighbor. Is this the new 2019 or 99 or 2016 scenario? Everybody has to be gay and transgender, and let's kill the natural men. We don't have any breeders anymore. Come up with dead-end scenarios, the treatments that haven't been around for more than 50 years and don't exist, and World War II events that are already deemed acts against humanity, like sex change drugs, changing the color of the eyeball, and everything else under the sun? You all have the proof and all that already. You're psychologically deranged telling somebody they have to live another way, and you act less than a 3-year-old if you can't handle a normal tone of voice on a human being. You're just being ignorant like my mother or other people down the hall. When you're talking in a normal tone of voice and you say, "Oh, can you whisper, please?" If you're that old in your head, move to a fucking psych ward or a nursing home where you don't have to hurt or harm the youth or your cult that you belong to. Because the world doesn't just belong to you. To accept the world, you have to not assault another person. Mother, father, friends, associates. That means if you're gay, transgender, straight, male or female. Any person on earth has to follow the same equal rights and the same laws. From the monarch and gods, whatever you want to call them, all the way down to the people. A value of $1 is the value of $1. It's a legal banknote. Like the definition of a definition in a dictionary or law book. We have to accept the face value. And if nobody wants to follow it, then we don't have a country or a world at all. Laws, human rights, ethics, violations. I'm tired of being violated for no fucking reason and not having a life. My human rights from 1 to 50 being violated. Being executed at the age of 26 and being union ran by my uncle and his buddies and my dad, who's an ignorant psychological abuser and has nothing to say good. Dave Lai, my dad, who's on my birth certificate, I haven't really talked to in 20 years. Don't know if he's had anything to do with this, really, other than other Asians around here trying to act really friggin' weird because he's an asshole who violated my laws as a kid. And a mother who sat around and let it happen. We don't live in Asia. We live in a country with lots of land for miles and miles and miles. We don't live in a cubicle dream of 15 by 15 foot rooms. We dream of having houses and cars and so forth that you can find news things on. The development of North America and the cities. You can see my links all throughout my Facebook. On ideas and houses and house ideas or history of houses. Have a look through my playlist. There's Men's Health, there's Vega, Acts Against Humanity, and more. There's lots of dumb shit that I look through because I'm bored silly for 16 years when I did get an internet after the 2005. So, a lot of bullshit of history re-looked at of our goofy country called Canada. If we don't have human rights, laws, and ethics, I guess we have a huge problem. And if the RCMP have to carry M16 or AR-15 clips on them and guns in their trunks, tanks, whatever you want to call them, vehicles, then we might have a problem with their acting too, to try to have gun control, because I didn't feel a pulse of a dead person or believe that it happened, because they're just trying to take power over everybody like the Métis. The Métis have 22s, they have 33s, and Gatling guns that shoot 1 million bullets a minute, and hundreds of troops to 50. They want total control so they can just walk in and take over in a second. We have no protection against coups or them assaulting us in any way. If the law doesn't listen to us like Robert Yeo or the Prime Minister of Canada being Justin Trudeau and his caucus. Gene acknowledges that I sent it to him, but nothing ever happens. Same with the Department of National Defense. Hedget or whatnot. I can't pronounce it properly. You go figure. Human rights violations, laws, and ethics. Is it enough? What am I being assaulted for? You've not handed me a summons. You threw out my case of uttering threats in 2010. This smell and assault got even twice as bad. 1999, denying me social services, my mother slapping me in the face, the VPD telling me to go home where home is nowhere in the world because I don't own nothing myself and I don't have to place that I don't have to pay taxes the rest of my life. And you can't live in Canada or the world unless you have a job that pays you $80,000 a year so you can eat, breathe, pay for your house, insurance, your electricities, have a holiday, have a life, and put money away for your kids as well. And make sure the maintenance of everything is paid as well. It's not cheap for a root canal when you say you pay for transgender drugs. That doesn't make sense, in treatments. If I can't get a root canal and a gold cap, we got something wrong. Or proper food of people on social services if you allow for transgenders. And if a male in this country can't get proper testosterone when you have Shrink-Dink and Cypionate might have been taken out of their medical book, the CPS book, and it says small dick testosterone replacement. It says below 5 testosterone replacement. Let's try 30 because you're supposed to have 300 according to the European, the United States low testosterone numbers. Period. Oh, we used to be called Great Britain, the new Great Britain, and we follow Great Britain. Then we better follow their testosterone chart that it's wrong and that everything's wrong in this country too, and the United States, since they're our neighbors who hold our hand every day that we can't let go to because the borders are so close. Yes, the Queen is the head of state and her family, but they live too far away for us to even protect her unless she's in our soil. And we have to protect her lands that we live on if she's the owner of the lands. But it says in every book, it's Canada, and she's the head of state, and we're a sovereign country. She doesn't own the land, and we're not paying her taxes. Our government or parliament looks after it. And this country is ours. We're supposed to have votes on gun control and everything else. If we don't have it, those laws have not been changed yet either. The right of democracy, just like the separation of Quebec. Nobody needs to be assaulted every day with some type of mace or whatnot to harm them in any way. Can you get real? You call yourself a Christian? You call yourself a law protector? I don't think so if you're violating the human rights and laws and ethics of this country. Period. And that you see slavery and human trafficking going on and spend millions and billions of dollars on it. And we have drugs like ADHD drugs and in Vega killing and harming and executing people. And it's a human right violation. And here's a speak up of it, and you know about it forever. And you have a mental disorder and you cause this so you can do it to human beings. Instead of shooting them with a bullet, you have it in their food system. That's right. Family violence, there's no age on it. There's a youth that push around their elders and steal money out of their thing and take advantage of them, like borrowing money and never paying it back. And then there's child abuse, the same thing. Slapping and yelling at your kid and stealing their money and making them work in human trafficking and stealing their money and never giving them anything, neglecting them. Then there's having sex with them and all that kind of stuff. And fucking around with their genitals, like shrinking the penis, making men get fat and obese, which in World War II didn't have any fat men in any roll call. That's right, no obesity in World War II. Meaning this is a drug, a sex trade drug you put into men and cause the problems. Human violence is everything, in family violence too. And if you're associated with the family, then you fall under family violence because you're helping harm a child in that household or the parent. If you don't want your kids around, die so they can live a life. Top of pyramid falls down, now a new one arises. Big tree, it falls, young ones fall up because it gets more light. Old fish die, new fish arrive. They can live too. Get the point? Animal rights happen as well in the world. They just didn't have any languages as far as you know. Everything we know is what we know when we were taught. That's how it works. The learning curve. If you didn't teach us, we'd never know it. And whatever language is whatever you're telling us. That's right. Face value. The words in the book is the same as the words on a piece of paper that say banknote, dollar bill. If it says 1 or 100, that's what it's worth. And if it says This is the definition for assault. This is the definition for family violence. This is the definition for human rights. This is the definition for ethics. This is the definition for harm. And that's what it is. It's not whatever's in your brain. Unless you can prove it in court that that's the new definition in your new language in your own country, then I don't think we'll go to that country. Because we don't need to live in fear. Just like Justin Trudeau said, we have the right to do what we want with our own bodies. The right to do what we want this way. Human rights and everything like that. And not to feel fear in this country and be assaulted every which way we want. Union ran. Psychological trauma. So we can't walk in public and be said, oh, you're paranoid. Just like being ambushed everywhere you go. Yeah, you tell a soldier they're paranoid because they can't handle big crowds or walking to certain areas. You have a good day. Or a police officer. You want to violate human rights? I guess they can violate them too. There's always nuclear war, or asteroids they call them, and just blow up the whole fucking world and start all over again. If we're so fucking retardedly fucking stupid to human control and harm other people, what do we need more fucking retards for? To feed and house and mistreat other people. It ain't fun to be assaulted every day of your life for no fucking reason. Must have gone on since my tonsils without Hamo. Yell and tell your kids they're useless and hit them with wooden spoons. All the way to Lethbridge and Red Deer, Alberta, and Victoria and Courtney. Right across this country. Ever since Dave Lai became my father at the age of 7 or 9 or 10, and adopted us at 11. And continued with his birth father who asked us to visit every couple of years. And in 95, move out and get to know him a little better. And bring up the word transgender with a name change. What a jackass, eh? This world's just fucked.